Everybody knows it. I don't have to say what I am, because I've done it. That's the difference between you and me. You talk about it, I do it.
You will know that your ass is mine, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Welcome to the Eastside Dave and Son. What's so-and-so?
Thank you, Stanley Mac. Yes, indeed, baby. It's the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show. My name is Davey Mac, and with me is the co-hostess with the mostest, baby. Put it up for Stanley Mac. And my goodness gracious, we're doing something a little different. We got the dogs. By the way, let's give it up for Sonny and Enzo. We're doing something a little bit different today. We are doing a post show. What we've decided to do is do a post pay-per-view or post premium live event, post PLE, if you will. We're gonna do that. We're gonna discuss some of the backlash that we just saw on Peacock, but we're also going to talk a little AEW and some IWF. We haven't done a show, Stanley Mac, since I performed in Nutley, New Jersey's When Legends Rise. And I know the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show fans want to hear how I did as New Jersey's greatest manager. Okay? So we're gonna hit it all. And by the way, a fun topic to close out the show, because it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, Stanley.
May the 4th be with you, too.
It's Star Wars Day. A happy Star Wars Day, everyone out there. And we're going to do we're going to mash up a little professional wrestling and Star Wars at the end for topic number 4. But Stan, let's get to it. We just watched Backlash on WWE television. Peacock, if you will, Stanley Mac. And right off the bat, I want thoughts and opinions about overall how the PLE was doing. How you enjoyed the premium live event, which was Backlash.
I liked it. I thought it was good. I think I was expecting I was expecting Uncle Howdy. It didn't happen, obviously. But outside, I think that this was a good show.
So your Uncle Howdy obsession, so you have now transferred your Bray Wyatt obsession into Uncle Howdy. And I've got no issues with this. But I want to remind you, and longtime fans of the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show, by the way, can you believe that this is year 9?
Wow.
Celebrating year 9 of the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show. Fans would know that you became so obsessed with the Bray Wyatt White Rabbit stuff that you lost your mind for a good period of time. And every single time that there was any kind of wrestling pay-per-view or whatnot, you consistently thought that Bray Wyatt / The Fiend or something was coming out. That was
Extreme Wars was the first one under White Rabbit. It was the first pay-per-view.
Well, I know, but I remember you basically making a prediction almost every time we did a show for like 4 or 5 shows in a row that you thought Bray Wyatt was going to make an appearance. You became obsessed and you lost your mind. And I believe now you've transferred that into the Uncle Howdy realm.
Yeah, they were actually hinting.
At Uncle Howdy tonight? See, yeah. I didn't see that. And I told you, when you discussed it with me, I said, I don't see him coming out and making his return or debut or whatever you want to call it in France. I thought, okay, shh. Not you, Stanley. We're doing a podcast. You should never shush. But the dogs are getting nuts over there. Just absolutely crazy. Listen, boys, it's not Backlash for you guys. Okay, so you're just going to have to keep it down. Oh, no. Shh. Don't make me Cesar Romero, you people. No.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But, like, the SmackDown QR code, I wanted to say, had, like, the Cody agent said plus, and then it said, like, you believe it's happening. That's literally the message.
Yeah, I know, but they've been saying that the whole time. You believe it's happening.
But
yes,
they
it's
were
happening.
advertising Backlash.
No, they weren't. Where did you see one time where they were advertising Backlash?
On SmackDown. Whenever they literally were advertising AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes and then said plus.
Oh, I see.
That was advertising Backlash.
That's when the...
That was the QR code.
Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of a false,
I don't think there's any false. I think this is what this stuff is. It just interrupts randomly. So you're looking too much into some of this stuff. I get it that you know that's part of the fun, but to me it's just I just think you gotta let it happen. Because I mean, did you like the? Would you give Backlash a thumbs up or thumbs down?
I would give it a thumbs up.
Okay. Because, I mean, the crowd was crazy, and I thought the matches were good. So all I'm saying is if the whole thing is if every single PLE is going to be getting basically a thumbs down because of Uncle Howdy doesn't show up, you see what I'm saying? You're putting yourself in a corner where now you're setting yourself up for disappointment every single time. If you just got to let it happen a little bit.
I'm saying, though, it's
I
not
know you
like
want it, but...
They've been referencing, like, it's felt very similar to when the White Rabbit was teasing Extreme Rules with Extreme Rules. This felt like it was teasing Backlash in that same sense.
Yeah, I hear you, but they let us know. Watch Extreme Rules. They gave us a date. When they did one of those last videos, one of those last QR code little crazy things. They gave us a date. So there was no date here. I think they're going to do the same thing. I think they're going to do a date. My guess is he's not going to be up here till SummerSlam. That's my guess.
I know, but that's 4 months.
Yeah.
And by then,
4 months.
By then, people, I'm just going to be honest here. I'm going to say this honestly, if he doesn't even come out like King of the Ring, no one's going to care about the
Where's
QR
King of the Ring?
That's the other thing. That's in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see him coming at King of the Ring. Although, the weird thing is, there was that weird Bray Wyatt had some strange connection to Saudi Arabia. Didn't the Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Hell in a Cell take place in Saudi Arabia?
No, you mean, well, not that one. When Bray won the Universal title, that was in Saudi Arabia. Beat Seth Rollins.
Right. Where was the one where Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt had the Hell in a Cell match?
Someplace in America.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Saudi Arabia, too. What about Goldberg, Bray Wyatt? Wasn't that Saudi Arabia?
That was Saudi Arabia. That was Saudi Arabia.
So that's interesting. Okay. So, all right. Well, let's look at Backlash. All right. And see what we got here. First of all, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. Who won that match? Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Who won? Oh my.
Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga.
Oh my God! Listen to this guy. Yes, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga won. What'd you think of the match? Come on, give it to me.
Good match. I mean, by the way, I'm hearing that like KO looks like he might have been hurt. I don't know.
Oh really?
Yeah, but we don't know yet, so I'm not gonna say anything that might not be true until it's confirmed or something. But
why do you say that?
Because I saw like clips people were posting, and he like symboled like the X. KO, he did like the X.
Oh, he did?
So yeah, that was a clip online that I saw.
Uh-oh.
So that.
I hope he's okay. I do not wish Kevin Owens to be injured, so I really hope he's okay. All right. I thought this was a really good match. I mean, right off the bat, let's talk about the French crowd. They were insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. I'll give you $500 right now if you can tell me who sang Insane in the Membrane. Stanley Mac?
I don't know.
Wrong! It's not I don't know. It's Cypress Hill.
I thought it was I don't know.
Wrong. Cypress Hill. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. No, Sonny. That was just me getting excited. Now, yeah, I thought it was a good match. I thought that the crowd was fantastic. My only suggestion about that fan base was they had so many chants in French. They were doing so much stuff. I would have had a Kevin Owens or a Sami Zayn. First of all, they should have had Sami Zayn on that show. And he should have given a promo in French. Besides that, I would have had one of those guys go to gorilla position. Literally sit next to Triple H, and when they were doing those crazy French chants, tell Triple H what the hell they were saying, so that Triple H could have relayed that to Michael Cole. I know Michael Cole doesn't speak French, but it was like they were going on and on. Some of these chants were going on, and they were singing songs, and they were doing all this stuff. At some point, someone should be like, well, I understand. I don't speak French, but we're being told some of the folks, the WWE linguists in the back, have told me that this chant, they're saying such and such. You know, because, I mean, it was so loud. If they were great, I'd like to know what the hell they were saying. I realize there's so many chants that have 4 syllables in WWE. Fight forever. Fight forever.
This is awesome.
This is awesome. This is awesome. You deserve it. You deserve it. I mean, they could have been saying any of that. I don't know. So how about letting the Dave man know? Someone should have put Sammy in the damn gorilla position. How do I always think of things like this? Why am I always the guy who is so good at details? I just, you know, I should be a booker for everything. All wrestling companies, Star Wars. I feel like I could book Game of Thrones much better than a lot of the people. At least the final season, I would have booked that much better than that. Anyway. And by the way, you know what else I'd like to book? Whoa. You getting a good grade in math class. Let me tell you something. That'd be one thing I'd like to book. Be like, here, I'm going to write this down on my wrestling booking sheet. Stanley defeats math test for a change. Fight forever. Excuse me, I wasn't talking to you, dogs. Next match, we saw Bayley defeat Naomi and Tiffany Stratton in a triple threat match for the WWE Women's title. What were your thoughts and opinions of this match? Go.
It was okay.
You weren't that excited?
Yeah, wasn't that excited.
This was one of the ones that you could have gotten up and had a hot dog or something. I mean, it was a fine match. It was fun. Naomi's going to be turning heel soon.
The Fiends.
Right? Am I right about this? Naomi?
No.
Really? I'm feeling a heel turn for Naomi.
No.
Really? I'll bet you $25 that she turns heel by SummerSlam. You want any piece of that action?
Yes.
Bub, let's go. Shake on it. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Zoopla, flo, fla. Here's what every French chant. And by the way, if you're from France, don't be offended by this, okay? Here's what every French chant sounded like to me. Zoopla, flo, fla. Flip-la, flo, fla. I was like, what's wrong with these people? All right. Next one. Damian Priest defeating Jey Uso to retain the WWE World title. Stanley Mac, thoughts, opinions?
Was it? I thought maybe they should have had Jey win, but it makes sense that Damian won. I thought that the big story was I think that Damian's going to turn face.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Damian Priest is going to turn babyface?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him as staying ultra heel and possibly one or two of the other guys in the bloodline going babyface because they're sick and tired of Damian Priest's runaway ego. His attitude, his ego. He's already becoming quite arrogant, in my opinion. Wow. That's a shocker right there. I like this match. I thought it was okay. And the fans seem to love chanting during this one as well. Next match, the WWE Women's Tag Titles were up for grabs as your champions. The Kabuki Warriors fought Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, and guess what? Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair win. They are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Stanley Mac.
Yeah, I think makes sense. I mean, I don't know who could possibly beat them logically. Bianca and Jade.
The Sisters of Destruction, right? That's what I'm going to call them. Right? Just like Undertaker and Kane. Brothers of Destruction. Anything?
Yep.
Sisters of Destruction, get it?
I get it.
But in all honesty, isn't that what they looked like compared to who was it? Kairi Sane and Asuka?
Yeah.
I mean, they literally looked like Kane and Undertaker out there. And they were both wearing red. If one of them was wearing black, we would have had the Undertaker Kane gimmick. Yeah, this is going to be good until they split up by SummerSlam. Question: who's going to be the heel?
I hope Bianca. I think it would be Jade.
I was going to say, I think that a lot of people would expect Jade because she's bigger than Bianca. But I think this could be an opportunity to freshen Bianca up by having her turn having her turn heel. That should be interesting to watch. But I don't think it's going to happen until SummerSlam. What do you think about that prediction? But at SummerSlam, I'm thinking Bianca versus Jade. Unless they decide to take that all the way to WrestleMania next year. What do you think?
I feel like all the way to WrestleMania. I don't see this team ending anytime soon.
All right. Fair enough. Finally, Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship. Crowd also loved this one. They were going crazy. They were singing. Talk to me.
Great match.
Cody did a super Cody Stunner off the top rope. A top rope Cody Stunner. We've never seen that one before. Cody Cutter. Yeah. A super Cody Cutter. That's right. What'd you think?
Good match. I mean, it was very predictable who was going to win.
I thought AJ was going to win. I put $4,000 on AJ Styles.
You didn't.
I did. I was doing it on my phone right before the match, so that was a bad bet on my part. I should have been able to predict that on Cody's very first match after a 2-year, basically, storyline, finally culminating in a championship. I don't know why I decided to put 4 Gs on AJ. Bad bet on my part. Not going to lie. Hopefully my Kentucky Derby bet goes a lot better. Let's go, Epic Ride. I got another 4 large on you, Epic Ride. 30-1, they tells me. You know what I tells them? Screw you. How about that? What do you think about that? Take those odds and shove it. All right? I liked the match, though. I thought it was a great match. Thought both guys looked good, wrestled great, fun match. I thought solid PLE, solid. You know, Backlash is just not something that is one of the big time events. I'm sorry. And, you know, as far as the Backlash goes, this was a good Backlash. You know, Backlash, you want some good matches and just nobody get hurt or ruin anything before SummerSlam, in my opinion. Okay? What did you think overall?
Wait, is that going to be the approach for the next 3 pay-per-views before SummerSlam?
Geez. We have 3 pay-per-views?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's why we can't have a QR code. That's why he can't debut at SummerSlam. How, dude? Because that's too on.
Well, I think that's what's going to happen, though, Stan. I mean, you know, you're just going to keep getting these little Easter eggs and mysteries and riddles that Uncle Howdy loves to drop, man.
But do you think anyone's going to honestly care by the time SummerSlam hits after all of this?
I don't know. If they do it well, they'll care. If they don't do it well, they won't. So let's go into our next topic. Sorry, so that was WWE Backlash. Overall, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Stanley, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
All right, so 2 thumbs up from the Mac Boys for WWE Backlash. Pretty well done. AEW now. Real quick. Tony Khan with the neck brace. Some people are giving Tony Khan credit for this neck brace. If I was a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, after the absolute circus, which has been the Jaguars. In first, the Urban Meyer controversy and scandal, quite frankly, of how abusive the guy was to players, followed by the a recent controversy and scandal where absolutely no one on Jacksonville Jaguars' financial team was paying attention to what was going on with their money, which allowed some guy to quietly steal something like, $5 to $10 million. No one was paying attention, so he was able to get away with it for 3 years before finally someone caught him. And then all this, Jacksonville, they choked last year. A lot of people had high hopes for Jacksonville Jaguars, the team, and they really kind of choked. I don't know what the hell's going on, but if I was a Jags fan and I saw that little weasel, Tony Khan, wearing a neck brace during the draft, when I want my team to kind of take that seriously, I swear to God, if I was a fan, I'd be like, you know what? I'm selling my season tickets. I'm out of here. I'm out. And that brings me to my next announcement. I'm out of AEW until MJF comes back. I'm not going to put myself in a corner, but I am going to tell you, I'm just going to be honest, I'm out of AEW. Done. It's terrible. Tony Khan and Tony Khan only is now doing the tribalism. In other words, Tony Khan is the reason why such tribalism exists. He has forced people to choose AEW or WWE. Fine, Tony. Everyone's going to choose the far superior product right now, which is the WWE. AEW is a disgrace. I'd like to talk a little bit about myself and Stanley Mac. Beginning in 2019, from day one, we started watching AEW. Okay? From day one. The reason was twofold. I was interested in Cody. I think you were too, right, Stan?
Yep.
What?
Yup.
But, number two, it was 2019, and Vince McMahon was still in charge of the WWE, and he had lost his mind. And his wrestling and his television show and everything he did was horrible. It had been that way for several years. Every once in a while, Vince would run into a great storyline that worked. Whether it was Becky Lynch, Kofi Mania, or recently in the 2020s, Bloodline. He would run into one storyline that worked. And then the rest of the show, whether it was Raw or SmackDown, would be horrible. In 2019, all we saw was the worst wrestling ever. And I was around, okay, in 94 and 95 when the WWE was terrible. All right? And this was comparable. There was releases, no morale. Vince wouldn't listen to anybody. Wrestlers would get hot. People would get popular. And Vince wouldn't run with them. Rusev Day would get over. Easy slam dunk. Let's make him champs. That never happened. Heavy Machinery. Remember when they got over? Otis and the other guy? I know the other guy's released. And Otis is, whatever. Latter-day Vince McMahon stuff is Otis. He would prefer Otis eating chicken and acting like a moron rather than naturally getting over with his Heavy Machinery partner and putting on a great match at the Elimination Chamber, which is what they did. So Vince wasn't listening to anybody. He was putting on terrible shows, charging people $1 zillion for everything, making no adjustments, no improvements. It was like Vince McMahon wanted us to check out another league. So we did. And Cody said, hey, if you love wrestling, all we're asking us is to give AEW a try. It's an alternative. That's all it is. And so we watched. We enjoyed it. Cody leaves around 2021. And by the way, Cody was the other reason It was Cody and following his story long before he was involved in the bloodline. His story being a guy who was in the WWE, who would have had a job for life, betting on himself and leaving, going to the independents, going to Japan, and then creating a whole new league. That was Cody's story, and we were interested in it. He leaves, but okay, fine, Cody left. But here comes CM Punk. Phenomenal. And then all of the nonsense. Once the Young Bucks got jealous of CM Punk and did everything to get rid of him, after allegedly getting rid of Cody, or at least making him feel uncomfortable, unwanted, feel bullied, pressured by the Young Bucks, so Cody splits. Then the whole Punk debacle. That was the line. The straws are now coming out, right? The straws are coming out. The straws are rapidly decreasing. Then we have the Young Bucks doing a dance after they announced that CM Punk had been fired, and they do a dance in the ring. I'll never forget it. So again, I want every AEW fan to understand the Young Bucks and Young Bucks fans put themselves over everyone. Every wrestler and every fan. That includes every AEW fan. Because not every AEW fan loves the Bucks. It's this weird, cultish Young Buck group that just lie. They're dishonest. Call everyone E-drones. BS! In 2019, 2020, and 2021, you will not hear a more critical show of the WWE than this show. And quite frankly, we were standard for the way WWE fans felt. WWE fans were destroying the show, destroying the company. What are they talking about? WWE fans were demanding Vince McMahon relinquish his power, be fired, die! WWE fans were praying for Triple H to take over somehow. Let Vince McMahon be hit by a comet. They were the most critical people. But AEW fans, specifically Young Bucks fans, lie and say everyone's an E-drone. No! So it's the dishonesty. It's the way they handled it. And then it's the condescension and the belittling and the insulting. Hey, you're a Cody fan? You're a CM Punk fan? Then you're stupid or you're uncool. No, dorks. You're the ones who are uncool. The Young Bucks are not a hot act anymore. The Young Bucks stink of a calendar from 2010. They're not hip and fresh. They're not even young. So they insulted every WWE fan. But then we have to have Tony Khan basically saying, hey, it's either us or them. You have to choose now. Because what was the quote? AEW is Pepsi and WWE is Harvey Weinstein? That's the quote that Tony Khan said, ladies and gentlemen. AEW is Pepsi, WWE is Harvey Weinstein. Okay, fine. You've made me decide. So here it is. I've taken every Dynamite, every Rampage, and every Collision out of the DVR. I will not be watching AEW now. Ever! Again! Bye-bye! I'm a moron. I'm a jerk. I'm a creep. I'm some immoral, slime bag because I like WWE. Seriously, listen up. Screw you. No one tells me what to do. No one judges me, and no one gives me ultimatums and makes me choose sides. I was willing to watch WWE and AEW. Until these last 6 to 8 months, it got harder and harder and harder to defend AEW. They're making us choose. Fine. The WWE is a far superior show, and guess what, you stupid idiots? It had a 40-year head start on you. People like me have put in 40 years. I started watching WWE when I was a little tiny kid in 1984. It's literally my 40th anniversary of watching WWE. You think I'm going to, become an AEW only fan? Because of who? Luchasaurus? Jungle Boy? Adam Cole? Who hasn't walked in 7 months? Until the latest pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm up to speed, AEW fans. Every match in AEW is the greatest match of all time. Every match is a dream match. Every match is 5 stars. Except they all suck. Because Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay's match should have meant something. They should have had a freaking 3-month promo feud before that match. So you know what? You've made us decide. Fine. Screw you. I'm done. Stanley Mac, you left AEW a while ago. I don't know, 6 months ago? How long was it?
When Punk was fired.
Okay, so when CM Punk got fired, you left. You were done.
Yeah.
I've tried to hang on because I want to be professional for the Eastside Davidson Wrestling Show. I can't anymore. You know why? I'm not going to be insulted. So your shows are out of the DVR. Now, I've left myself a little caveat. When MJF comes back, if he stupidly has re-signed with AEW, I'll still be forced to watch and check out MJF because I'm a major fan. At this point, the whole company can just, honestly, go jump in a volcano. And by the way, that's not the talent. Unless your names are the Bucks, Hangman Page, or Jack Perry, who are just the most boring people on the planet. I've never seen 4 people who can't do facial expressions. Jungle Boy, Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, they can't actually do facial expressions. I've never seen 4 more boring snooze fest, sleep-inducing wrestlers ever, who are also fake and phony and come across as stagey and lame, corny. So that's it for me. All right, are you gonna watch AEW?
No.
You're not gonna get back in?
No. There's one more thing though about AEW that I thought, because we have not done a show since AEW aired the All-In backstage footage. We have not done a show since.
Good point. What would you like to say about that?
So that was some of the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen when they showed that.
But I mean, that was actually hysterical. I could not believe Tony Khan put such a self-owning piece of video out there. The fact that CM Punk basically, I mean, it wasn't like he even straight up had to beat this kid up, but he just easily kind of did. He kind of easily beat the kid up. He made Tony Khan look like a weakling, a wimp, and a liar. He made CM Punk somehow came out to be looking like the best guy there, and Jungle Boy looked like a total chicken, hiding out in the corner. Tony Khan looked like a chicken. Because did anyone see Tony Khan come from behind his table? The answer is no, you didn't. So that's what kind of coward you're dealing with. Because any other boss, and I've been in that situation, ladies and gentlemen. During my radio career, I've been in that situation. And I don't stay seated behind a table 10 feet away. I come out. I get up out of the chair and I address the situation personally and intimately. I don't sit back and hide. So Tony Khan, the coward, Jungle Boy, the weakling. Great footage there, guys. That was hysterical. Oh my God. But I'm sick of it. I'm not going to be insulted anymore by AEW because I was willing to be a WWE and AEW fan. And if you listen again to any show of ours from 2020, 2021, and early 2022, you will hear us talking so well about AEW, and you will hear us destroy WWE. Why? All we like is good wrestling. That's it. And right now, WWE is sensational and AEW is terrible. It's rotten to the core.
And
You've done nothing with Mark Briscoe. He should have been your top babyface of the whole company. Swerve, I'm happy you made him champion. Should have happened 5 months ago. Now there's no buzz.
Oh, and you know what the other thing is? Tony Khan, the day after he shows the footage, tweets out, we got the great news, guys. All ratings went up tremendously. I wonder why.
Yeah, they had CM Punk to thank for the ratings. And this is also what I hate about AEW, the lying. Tony Khan said, well, you can't judge something just by the ratings. He's been saying that forever. Well, you can't just go by the ratings. That's an antiquated statistic. TV ratings is antiquated. And then CM Punk gives AEW a bump in the ratings, and the first person to brag about it is Tony Khan. Bam! Hypocrisy and lies. Dishonesty. That's all AEW is now. So I don't want it. Thanks a lot. I'm done. So let's talk about a wrestling league that I do care about. The IWF. And man, it was nearly a fantastic night for me. I had 2 championship matches where my man Robert Atkins, the IWF American champion, took on the Electric Casey Bonilla. And you know who won? My man Robert Atkins, with his son Dave by his side, retained, defended, and kept his IWF American Championship. Yeah, that's right. Robert's the guy in the thumbnail of this very episode, in case you're wondering. And then for the main event, I managed Robert's twin brother, Brian Atkins, as he took on the IWF World Heavyweight Champion, the Dark Oracle Sage. And guess what? We were screwed over. And you know that to be true, Stan. We were screwed over. And I'm going to let everyone know exactly how and why we were screwed over. At a certain point in the match, towards the end, the referee, I don't know what was wrong with this guy. Apparently he didn't eat, or I don't know what the hell happened, but he fell down, and basically he was knocked out. He was knocked unconscious. So I get into the ring. I have a chair, and all I wanted to do was check on the referee. And I was going to put down the chair because I was also feeling lightheaded. So I was going to set down the chair and then sit on it and say to the ref, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you all right, buddy?" So when I went to put down my chair that I was, again, going to sit on, again, to make sure that the referee was okay, I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden I saw the good guy, the IWF World Heavyweight Champion, the Dark Oracle Sage. Somehow he landed underneath my chair as I was just trying to set it down on the mat, and I end up smashing the Dark Oracle Sage in the back with the chair. Okay, now a lot of people are accusing me of getting in the ring with the chair in order to hit Dark Oracle Sage in the back with the chair on purpose. I maintain I was just there to put the chair on the mat. I wanted to sit on it. I didn't see that Sage was underneath the chair. I didn't see that I hit him in the back with full velocity. Bam! What a stupid, dumb, big idiot. What a maroon. What a tall, zombie, weirdo, blood-sucking maroon. And my guy would have won. Because, listen, it was a coincidence, but the referee started to kind of, wake up a little bit. I was going to fully wake him up. And the next thing I know, who comes walking out to the ring? Draco! Former IWF World Heavyweight Champion Draco. Now, I'm a sanctioned manager. Understand? I was supposed to be there. Okay, I was sanctioned by the committee, by the governing board of the IWF. I was sanctioned to be there. Okay? I got the clearance. I got the credentials. I'm a sanctioned manager. Was Draco a sanctioned manager?
Nope.
So why the hell was he out there? I want the IWF disciplinary committee to be looking into this immediately. Anyway, Draco spears me. I'm out of the ring. And then he wakes up the ref. Dark Oracle Sage picked up my man, Brian Atkins. Gave him some kind of finisher, and that was it. Dark Oracle Sage, 1, 2, 3. He retained the IWF World Heavyweight Championship. BS, I exclaim. And I want the IWF disciplinary committee to be launching a full-on investigation ASAP. Draco had no business being in that match. He was not a sanctioned manager. I was. Okay? So that infuriates me. Bo, did you like the IWF event When Legends Rise?
Yep. Great event.
What is a better league right now? IWF or AEW?
IWF.
Is it close?
No.
Darn right, it's not even close. Darn right. Let's get to the last topic of the day. May the 4th be with you, Stanley.
May the 4th be with you, too. May the 4th be with you, too.
Thank you. Now, Stanley, I have a couple of wrestling question scenarios hypothesize. So, number 1, what is the best wrestling scene or the best fight that succumbs to a wrestling scene in Star Wars? Anything is allowed. All movies, shows, anything.
What's the question?
Best fight scene in Star Wars where you think, okay, this is like akin to a wrestling match.
Okay, I know.
Go ahead.
Anakin, Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. That lightsaber duel?
Yep, that's classic.
Sort of like a Hell in a Cell match a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to see that. Okay. I got some wrestling, okay, so we're going to take this into best fights in Star Wars that also work as wrestling matches. I got 2 from The Mandalorian right off the top of my head. First of all, the Gamorrean Guards, right? Episode 1, Season 2 of The Mandalorian, they actually had 2 Gamorrean Guards in the ring. I mean, come on. We actually had a squared circle in Star Wars. We can't leave that out. That has to be fight number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Gamorrean Guard blood match right there. And I heard Lil Nate is going to sign up for that. Lil Nate is going to be the ref if the WWE ever does a Gamorrean Guard blood match. Number 2. Again, Mandalorian. The Sasha Banks character when she wrestled Boba Fett in that little cantina there. And she actually did a one of those, where you jump on the guy's shoulders. What is it?
Wasn't it tornado?
Yeah,
DDT?
she did one of those tornado DDTs or something. Exactly. She did one of those on Boba Fett. Her character, I'm like, that's pretty awesome. If you can go around to somebody and say, hey, I gave a tornado DDT to Boba Fett, people, and you're a wrestler, it's like, you win. You win.
That's better than anything she's done in AEW.
Yeah, I know.
That's the best wrestling she's had yet.
So that's another fight. Okay? Fight number 4 for me, Chewbacca versus Han Solo in Solo. Remember they had that fight when we first met him? And that was, that's a classic cage match right there. And by the way, if we're playing WWE rules, Han technically won because Chewie threw him out of the cage first. He threw him up. Now, if it was old school wrestling and you left, like, the territory days, right? The cage matches were different. If you actually left, you were the loser. So it depends on whether we're doing territory rules or WWE rules.
WWE rules. We probably have
Then Han wins.
We probably have a newer audience.
Then Chewie, baby. Chewie, mental mistake by throwing Han out first. And then finally, Stanley, think about this. All right? Going to Return of the Jedi, Leia, Jabba the Hutt, no holds barred match. She was hitting him with all kinds of things, and then if you notice, she strangled him with a chain. And didn't we see that one time with Bryan Danielson or somebody get strangled? Yeah. So she was doing that kind of thing on Jabba. Okay?
Yeah.
So those are your top 5. Which one is number 1?
Number 1 is, I think, the number 1 has to be the match in Mandalorian.
The Good Morning Guard match?
Yeah.
Because that one at least had a ring.
Yeah, that's number 1.
All right, fair enough. So there it is. And finally, what Star Wars character do you think would make a great WWE wrestler right now?
And I'm gonna exclude someone. I'm not gonna say Sasha Banks' character because that's too cheap.
Okay.
Boba Fett. I'll say Boba Fett.
Boba Fett would make the best WWE wrestler right now?
Yep.
I like that. That's good. Me personally, I think I would go with I tell you, because he has the Force, Yoda. Very much a Rey Mysterio type, right? I'm going to be seeing Yoda doing all kind of hurricanranas and all kind of, 619s. We're going to have to change the name. We don't want Rey to sue us. 619 Dagobah time. Oh, 619 Dagobah time. Right, we're going to call it Dagobah time instead of 619. All right? So we're going to give Yoda, And Yoda's going to wear a little, and you know how like Rey Mysterio likes to give like shout outs to people and stuff? And sometimes he does like a Joker mask, Rey Mysterio or something like that. Yoda is going to actually wear a luchador mask, but he's going to wear one that looks like Rey Mysterio to confuse everyone. He's going to have a Rey Mysterio face on his luchador mask. So that is my go-to guy. Yoda, babyface of babyfaces, and let's be honest, the mobility, the Force, agility. I just see Yoda winning a lot of championships in the WWE. I really do. All right, that's going to do it. We got to get out of here. Okay, some final thoughts for anything. For anything whatsoever, final thoughts from Stanley Mac. Come on.
Good pay-per-view. Really good.
Give me a little more, buddy. I'm trying to, find the music. Give me a little something. Give me some talk.
Really good. The favorite match was Damian Priest versus Jay. Was my favorite match of the night. I'll say that.
Yeah, that was a good match. Damian Priest versus Jay Uso. That was your favorite one?
Yep.
All right. What's the next pay-per-view? Do you know?
King of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
All right, King of the Ring, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. That's the next one. So we'll probably see you here for that one. Until then, he's Stanley Mac. I'm Davey Mac. May the 4th be with you. And thanks for checking out our show. Share it, subscribe, do everything. Give us a thumbs up. Until next time, we're the Mac Boys. Good night, everybody.